Greetings, fellow carbon-based bipeds. I am Scott Rose, and you are watching Explosions and Stuff. Today, at the request of Albert8044, I'll be reviewing the 1993 film Street Night, starring Jeff Speakman, Christopher Neame, Jennifer Gotti, and Richard Coca. An overview of the movie? A group of corrupt police try to engineer a war between two rival gangs by killing their members and blaming it on the other gang. What they didn't expect was for one of the gang members to survive the ordeal, or for former cop Jake Barrett to join the fray in an attempt to bring peace between the two gangs, and in the process, reveal the setup. Now the corrupt police have to do something in order to take Barrett out of the equation. The pros of this movie? Well, first of all, Christopher Neame was just a fantastic bad guy. He did a beautiful job. He wasn't over the top. He didn't have to yell. He was just calm and cool and collected, but you believed that he was going to do all the horrible things that he said he was going to do. He was like a freaking viper or a cobra, just waiting to strike at that perfect moment, not getting overwhelmed with emotion or just letting feelings get in the way of his goal. He just wanted to get his revenge, and he was systematic about doing it. I loved the way he portrayed that character. Also, the story in this movie was very easy to follow. You could leave the room, go to the bathroom, come back, and you won't miss anything in the movie. Unless you miss half an hour of it. But it's easy to follow, easy to keep track of. Not a lot of confusing characters. You'll be sitting there, what the hell's going on? No! You know what's going on. It's easy to keep track of. And I love that about this. Also, like every single Jeff Speakman movie I've ever seen, the fight scenes were just beautiful. I love his fighting style that he does in these movies. His fight scenes are always fantastic. I absolutely loved them. Very skilled, a very unique style that you don't see in a lot of movies, but it's still beautiful. A lot of quick strikes and quick hits. It's just fantastic. I loved them. The cons of this movie? Well, while the fight scenes were amazing and beautiful, I don't think there were enough of them. This movie really needed even just one or two more fights, and it would have done a lot of good to just speeding up this movie and making it more exciting and more edge of your seat and making me want to watch it even more. Just one or two more fights would have done this movie a lot of good. It needed to have more fight scenes in it. Give me more of those. Moving on. Also, as I touched on a little bit in the previous statement, this movie was a bit slow at times. It seemed like the first half of it kind of dragged on a little bit. Again, this could have been sped up by having more fights in the movie, and they had the perfect opportunities. I mean, it's one random guy who's this white former cop in the wrong part of town with these two gangs. Really? They could have had fights between Jeff Speakman and the gangs, because part of the reason they were giving him so much crap was because he was white. Yeah, he grew up in that neighborhood, but he was still white, and they were still giving him crap about being white, so they could have easily done fight scenes between gang members attacking Jeff Speakman's character. They really could have done that. They needed to have the more fights. It would have sped up the movie and made it quicker. Also, the acting in this movie, it was hit or miss. Really, it was. There were some actresses in this movie, most notably Jennifer Gotti. It was just really freaking stiff. You could tell she was acting. I'm hoping it was one of her first acting jobs, and that she hadn't done much before it, because really she did a bad job. Just horrible. It was, God, I couldn't stand her. The best action scene in the movie? That would have to be Barrett, who's the main hero guy, versus Franklin, who was the main antagonist of the movie. He was the main bad guy. It was a big final showdown between the two of them. And they were surprisingly both skilled fighters. I thought Barrett was going to be more like the smart guy who just does evil crap. But no, he talked a lot of crap and he could back it up with his fists too. And I really liked that. And the two of them were fighting back and forth. And it was going back and forth. And there were times when Franklin had the upper hand, but Barrett eventually came out and won because, he's the hero of the frickin' movie. The fight scene was just beautiful. It's when Jeff Speakman really just showed off his skills the most. And the fight was just fantastic. I loved it. My overall thoughts on the movie? While I did enjoy this movie, it wouldn't be the first one I chose to recommend for somebody if they were interested in Jeff Speakman's work. I'd most likely direct them towards The Perfect Weapon. That being said, I give this movie 1 thumb up. I mean, the biggest issue with this movie, it's the pacing and the lack of fight scenes. I mean, if they would have had just 1 or 2 more fight scenes, it would have improved the movie so much. That being said, the fights it did have were spectacular, and the portrayal of the main villain really helped this movie out. If you're a fan of Jeff Speakman, or you just want something entertainment that you don't really have to think about too much, Street Night is a good choice. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like it, and subscribe to my channel for new action movie reviews posted every week. Also, if you have any recommendations for movies you would like me to review in the future, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you, and have a nice day. Or for a former cop, Jake Barrett, to... fucking shit.